I think this show broke me. I'm broken, man.
Listen, let me. I want to say. Usually, I spawn the beginning of the show. I pass the show off to this guy here. I want to say something before we get started. You know, I usually get into a lot of hot water with the things that I say. I welcome it. I love it. Small part of me just loves the fucking fact that I could rile up people. This has nothing to do with Jesse. His opinions are his opinions. My opinions are my opinions. Whatever I say, I don't want to reflect on him, and I don't want to bounce off of him. He has nothing to do with what I'm about to say. We waited 5 hours on a Sunday night where people have to get up early for work, and they got things to do, the start of their brand new work week. We waited 5 hours for one thing and one thing only to happen here. They had one priority. Your priority, Tony, was to take the belt off of Jon Moxley because the Death Riders are the death of AEW television on a week-to-week basis. The AEW Championship, what you people claim is the greatest, laughably, the greatest prize in this sport, hasn't been on television since fucking October. I don't know how you can go out there and make a statement such as that and then be serious about it. No world championship, no world champion as far as I'm concerned on television since October. You guys had one fucking job to do, and that was take the belt off of Jon Moxley, put it on Swerve Strickland, get that man into All In, have him walk in as the fucking crown jewel of this company, and defend that fucking title against Adam Hangman Page, which should have been the fucking championship match in London last year. But you, comically, wanted to put the belt on Bryan Danielson, and you wanted some fucking big celebration because you're a fucking mark, because you don't know any better. And then the title reign that Danielson had was one of the worst in company history, and it meant nothing because you took the belt off of him to put it on this fucking hack. And what happened? Everything that we saw at the end of that show was irrelevant in every sense of the word. We haven't seen one fucking person from the end of that show stand up to these fucking clowns since October. And this storyline has killed AEW television for 6 months now. You had us wait for 5 hours for the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, who are absolutely fucking cancer to the TV ratings. You bring them back. And the last time we saw the Young Bucks on television were them getting into an SUV, driving away from the Death Riders because they were afraid of what they were doing to the show. And now all of a sudden, they are back and they're helping the Death Riders retain the title. 5 hours. You wasted 5 hours of my fucking life for that ending when you had one job to do to make your biggest show of the year and its main event feel like a fucking main event for the first time in 12 months. This company has lost the plot. Their owner is a fucking hack who couldn't book himself a fucking show. He couldn't book himself out of a wet plastic bag. This guy is absolutely killing the fucking company. He brought the Young Bucks back to kill the fucking company, and AEW Dynasty was one of the worst shows in the history. One of the most emotionless shows in the history of this fucking company for 5 years. Fuck AEW. If you are a sicko and you agree with anything that this show provided you tonight, you are the fucking very reason why this fucking company is in the shithole it's in. Fuck this company, fuck Tony Khan, and fuck AEW.
Well, I'm upset and angry, but like he said, that's all him.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, he's right. He's not wrong about, a lot of that stuff, guys, but it's just so demoralizing to sit and watch a pay-per-view all night long just to get to an ending that what this ending does, it justifies all of the thoughts that everyone had going into this, thinking these storylines aren't making sense. And then for the people like me who at times say, let's let it play out and see what happens. Let's let it play out and see what happens. This one played out And this is what we got at the end. You make fans like me look fucking stupid. I'm going to wait and let it play out. I want to wait and see what this storyline does and all this other shit. And this is the payoff that we get. When you write storylines like this, you insult the intelligence of your audience. You insult the patience of your fans who want to wait and let you finish telling your story. There's nothing worse than in real life, in person, you telling a story to someone, and then before you're even done telling the story, they're jumping the gun to anticipate your story or ask questions about your story or judge your story, and you're still trying to tell your story. Well, at a pay-per-view like this is supposed to be the end result of a huge portion of the story that they're telling us. And this is insulting. This makes no sense. I don't care what they say. I don't care what the Bucks say. I don't care what Moxley says. I don't care what anybody says come Wednesday. This cannot make any kind of logical sense whatsoever. It cannot. It will not. I promise you, whatever verbalizing they try to do to make sense of this will come off as just as stupid as this ending did. This was piss poor creative writing at its absolute pinnacle. This was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
I don't know. Bro, I don't know. I don't know. I'm left speechless, man. I don't really give it. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't. I mean, it's to a point, you know, on one hand, I'm glad that we talk about this in the way that we do because it just justifies how right we've been. On the other hand, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for everybody that supports this company. I feel sorry for the people that work there. I feel sorry for the fucking, the talent that they hire that just sits around waiting for an opportunity. And this is the fucking, this is the product that we are given on a week-to-week basis. Half of this fucking show felt like a Rampage / Collision taping.
It did.
I don't know who looked at this fucking card and said, "Hey man, this is what I would charge for $50. This shit wasn't worth a fucking hot dog and a piece of bubble gum. What the fuck are we doing that this show last year created all these great moments, and then this year's version is no better off than Collision?" Half the fucking matches I was watching, well, Jesse, what have we been saying for the last several weeks? One of their biggest problems, their biggest Achilles heel, is everything that they do feels so fucking predictable. How could I enjoy it to the fullest when I know that every outcome is gonna be what it is?
Yeah.
Fucking fuck with me a little bit, man. Surprise me. Fucking have me on the edge of my seat. Does this company know anything about unpredictability? Do they know anything about fucking surprises? I mean, holy shit. Half this fucking show was a Collision taping, and I could not be bothered to care about at least 3 hours of this show, man. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, it was bad. It was predictable. It was, I mean, it really did feel. It felt like the first 3 matches could have all been the pre-show. The pre-show was 90 minutes. Evaporated. Put it like this. Anthony Bowens returned to face Max Caster on the pre-show.
Awful. Just awful creative.
Say what you want about how they've booked Caster because it's been bad and all this other shit. You can't convince me that the first time that Max Caster and Anthony Bowens go one-on-one in AEW happens on a pre-show and we get Jericho versus Bandito on the main card.
This company's priorities are lost, bro. They lost the plot. They lost the plot 3 years ago. As soon as Punk was gone, man, as soon as he left, as soon as Cody left, they lost the plot. They didn't give a fuck anymore. This company, they will hide that they love their fan base, Ricochet. They love their fan base. They listen to their fan base. Clearly, they don't fucking listen to their fan base because of the shit that we got tonight. How could you believe that they listen to their fan base? Jesse is absolutely 100% unequivocally correct in the fact that the Acclaimed were one of the most acclaimed tag teams in the history of this company. At one point, the most over tag team in the fucking industry. And you have them on the fucking pre-show with both of them going at it one-on-one. Who came up with that idea? Is tag team wrestling that fucking dead? You want me to care about those two guys, and that's where you put them? That's only a small piece of the problem tonight.
Yeah. And that's the shit. What I was getting ready to say is you can evaporate everything that we get in that 90 minutes of that pre-show, which, by the way, for some reason include Bowens versus Caster in a squash match. You could have eliminated that and gave us the first 3 matches. That should have been the pre-show. Eliminate the Jericho and Bandito match, and then put in Bowens and Caster in an actual legit feud of a match, and the show still would not have been a great show. But my God, it would have been less sufferable to fucking sit through.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know what to do. This company is banking on Darby Allin to come back from Mount Everest. That's what they're doing. It's either Ospreay or Darby Allin. There's no logical point. There's no logical sense that any of this makes unless it's Darby or Will Ospreay. I don't get it. You're banking on a guy who may come back in a fucking body bag. Number 1. Number 2, Jon Moxley has killed this fucking television show long before Darby Allin was even an option for the World Championship. And who the fuck is going to care when you've taken him off television for the last 4 months? I don't believe you're banking on this fucking Markism. You're banking on this fucking ideology that he's going to come back alive because he's the last remaining fucking beacon of the pillars of AEW. Meanwhile, your ratings are in the fucking toilet. Your interest is in the fucking toilet. Everybody hates this fucking show with what you've produced at the top of the card, and you just keep chugging along like nothing's fucking wrong. What do we gotta do? And what do we have to say to get the fucking point across? I'm running out of curse words in my everyday vocabulary to get across the point. I don't know anymore. I don't know what to say. I got 4,000 fucking people in here. We got a half of the fucking post-show media scrum audience in this chat right now. And you mean to tell me that the guy who hates this fucking company, supposedly, more than anybody, I got all these people watching me and I'm wrong? I dare anybody to fucking stand face to face with me and tell me this shit is good television. And the fact that me and Jesse are wrong. One priority. Get the belt off Moxley. That should have happened fucking 3 pay-per-views ago. And now we're walking into All In with him as the champion, as if this is going to be some change, this huge changing of the fucking guard, as if this is going to be Sting beating Hollywood Hogan and ending the NWO at Starrcade. That's what you think this is? You're not even a fucking pimple on the asshole of Sting and Hulk Hogan. Darby and Mox, give me a fucking break! Take nothing away from Darby Allin. Great, we love Darby. But him as a world champion? MJF, Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, Jay White, Will Ospreay. What are you fucking kidding me? Bro, I can't do it no more, man. I can't. I'm not.
We get some bombs in the chat.